So I'm in a hotel room in Florida with less than perfect light conditions. Not that I ever knew how to work lights in the first place, but there you go. Hey everybody, it's me, Margaret. I'm a Mississippi native transplanted to Atlanta, Georgia, currently sitting in Orlando, Florida, where I sheepishly share things I love with you. Oops, changing plans because I need to get this out quickly as it's all about Christmas in July. Now, yes, it is July, so if you'll indulge me just a minute, I want to talk about Christmas in July. Now, first and foremost, we'll mention Erin, Give Me Yarn 418, who is she's hosting a craft along for Christmas. It's really good timing for our Sheepishly Sharing group, too, if you wanted to participate in both, because every year we help Sister Margaret Mary with her donations. Now, if you are new to my channel, you may not know about Sister. She's been around for a really long time. She's a teacher in Kentucky, a music teacher, and a nun, obviously, Sister Margaret Mary. But she's in kind of a poorer section of Kentucky, and a lot of her music program, which is outstanding, by the way, the money she's gotten, she's raised herself. And one of the ways that she raises her money is by participating in her school fair that they have every November. And anything she sells at her little booth, she gets to keep the profits for her music program. Now, in the past, she's a fantastic crocheter, and in the past she did all of her own crochet stuff, and the kids would help her too. She has a crochet club, she has an adding machine, and so they would all make things from donated yarn, and whatever sold, they get to keep that money and put it back into the music program, which I think is fantastic. The problem is that Sister has suffered some health problems herself, and she cannot crochet at the same rate that she used to. There's surgery involved and all kinds of scary things, lots of pain, and so she's really between a rock and a hard place right now. And she asked us, we've done this for a couple of years actually, to help her out. I always forget to mention that she's visually impaired, probably because it's a non-issue. It does not slow her down in the least. She is a better and faster crocheter than I am, and she's even developed an adaptive crochet technique that she's demonstrated on YouTube, and I'll put the link to that in the description box below. Now, what she's noticed sells most is Christmas items. So you can knit, crochet, craft of any sort. It doesn't matter. It just needs to be a handmade item with a Christmas theme. Now, she's asked that we stay away from typical hats and scarves because those don't sell as well. What she wants is Christmas themes. So if you have something cute like a character hat, and I am going to do these, this is very simple to do actually, but I am going to do a tutorial on this. This happens to be an Addie hat, but any type of hat, but plain hat, you can dress up with these little features to turn it into a Rudolph hat. So anything character related, those elf hats that you may have seen me make numerous times before, anything like that would be acceptable. They will sell. But typical everyday type stuff just doesn't seem to sell as well for her. So, and that's good to know. We want to make things that put our efforts toward things that are going to give her a benefit, right? That's why we're doing it. So it'd be great for you to do kind of double duty. You could make your projects and enter them into Erin's, what does she call it? TGIF Xmas in July. I think that's the tag, and I think she has a Ravelry group set up for it. I don't know, but I will link the video down below where she tells you all these details if you want to participate in that. And just as an aside, I know on Facebook I see people all the time fussing when you use the term Xmas instead of Christmas, because it says you take the Christ out of Christmas. But in actuality, X is a representation of Christ. If you remember, the New Testament was written in Greek, and the Greek word for Christ starts with the letter X, or the Greek letter X, I guess I should say. So it's actually perfectly acceptable, was used all the time back in the early Christian days, and Xmas is easier to write. So in case you ever wondered, you're not offending any Christians if you put Xmas in July. So you need ideas. Where do you go for what crafts you might want to do? Pinterest, of course. I go there for everything. So let's type in Christmas crafts just out of curiosity and see what pops up. and you will see tons of things, some easy, some complicated, some for the artist, some for the rank beginner crafter. Take some time to just glance through these, and sometimes you'll see something that will spark a new search term in your mind. You may want to specifically look for gingerbread men or something to do with Christmas music or anything, so keep that in mind. And then you may want to get a little bit more specific, narrow it down just a bit. So let's try Christmas crochet and see what pops up. And again, easy, hard, wonderful choices. And so let's further refine it. We'll go to Christmas knitting, and be aware that Pinterest sometimes gets confused between knitting and crochet, so it may be mixed together sometimes, but we know the difference. And again, glance through and see if there's anything that appeals to you. I don't know about you, but I see millions of things I would want to make. Now, my plans for future videos are to do some Christmas crafts. I'm lining up some ideas right this very minute, but I could not resist the crochet and knit items that were jumping out in front of me as I was doing this particular video right now. So here are my top 7 right off the bat, the things that just jumped out at me that I wanted to share with you right now. Buddy the Elf's hat and sweater. How cute is that ornament? And notice that it's a free Ravelry download. I like those free ones. Then I found this 15 patterns, free Christmas patterns you should be starting right now. This happened to be a very ad heavy site, but they had really good picks of patterns. Small things at craft fairs do really well because children tend to buy them. Their parents will give them a small amount of money and they can go and buy something for themselves. So while you're on your hunt, look for any small craft pattern that you might want to make. Now this really caught my attention, but it's quite advanced, I think. Maybe not the crochet itself, but the whole process of going through it. And of course you have to make sure your gauge is right because it involves a cardboard pattern and all kinds of things. The instructions are free and are on this site, so that's good to know. But there's another one that's a video tutorial that I love. Girly Bunches does the tutorial, and you may be familiar with her work. I think she does terrific tutorials, and I really do like what she chooses. She does use British crochet terms, though, which is really no big deal. You can see what she's doing if you are not familiar with those terms, so give it a go if you're so inclined. Now this one had all the buzzwords I like. 10 plus fast and easy Christmas crochet free patterns for last minutes. That is so me. So when you click on it, it'll take you through all the different options that they've got. So just like all the other links, give it a click and then glance through. I don't have to sit here with you while you look, but there are some really cute and clever ideas that are fast too. Now I'm afraid this is a little ambitious. I look at this every single year. I want this so bad for myself. I'm not really good with amigurumi, especially not with my hands having some difficulties right now because you do need to crochet tight. But isn't this adorable? And how perfect would it be for Sisters Christian School? I think that's great. And this is so sweet. I mean, now it is a paid-for pattern at $4.50, but it looks like those wonderful statues. I can't remember the brand name right now, but the little figurines that you can buy in gift stores. They're collectibles. Love that. Now I've seen some simply crafted ornaments where you use these little battery-operated candlelight things, but isn't this one adorable? I see St. Lucia with her little candles on her head. I mean, just adorable. And they're free patterns too. Can't beat that. I've got to wrap this up. Thomas and I are going to a Hawaiian luau tonight, so we will take some video and include that in a future vlog. Not of me doing the hula or anything like that. We're going to watch and eat. But anyway, thanks for watching, and remember to be kind to each other even if you disagree on stuff. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.